So sorry for the delay. This is the first time I think we've ever been this late to an NCW. We had so many technical difficulties, but we finally got it. As you can tell, I'm really close to the screen. I'm using Noah's second laptop, so apologies for the late start. Hopefully, you guys had time to come in. If you don't know who I am Casey. I fill in for Amber every once in a while on NCW. And it's spooky season, so we have little ghosts today. I'm super excited. We have 3 new releases actually today, and all very different styles, very different genres. So let's just jump right into it. Poor Kevin Townsley, he's my special guest today, and I couldn't hear him for 10 minutes, so that was our first introduction of, I can't hear you. Oh, wait, you can hear me, I can't hear you. But it's okay. Let's just bring on Kevin because I'm so excited to talk about Grimm Universe Presents the 2022 Halloween special. What? Hi,
Kevin. Hello. How are you?
Good. Now I've calmed down.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a difficulty, but we persevered, so it was good.
Persevered. NCW will never be canceled.
It won't stop us. Yeah.
Every Wednesday, vaguely at 3 p.m. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a nice day here in Los Angeles, so no complaints.
Awesome. I wanted to tell you actually, the first Zenescope book that I ever read was actually Game Night last year. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was Amber gave it to me because I didn't know I could take the books home at that point. I was still an intern, and she's like, "Here, take this one," and that was the first one I read. So it's so nice to meet you.
I'm honored to be your introduction to Zenescope, at least at home. Yeah.
Well, today we're talking about Grimm Universe Presents Quarterly, the 2022 Halloween special, and I actually felt like it had some similar vibes to your Game Night special of last year. And I loved both. I can't pick a favorite. If you want to, you can pick a favorite cover with me. Dave does not play this game because he, assigns all the artists. So he says he loves all of them, but maybe you're a little less biased. So if you'd like to pick a favorite cover with me.
Absolutely. I haven't seen them all. So let's do it. Yeah.
Here they are.
Oh my gosh. Those are awesome.
They are.
Let's see.
So yeah, cover A is the Richard Ortiz cover, and then the Igor Vitorino's cover B. John Royal Ulamas and Jagdish Kumar is the cover C, and then Marissa Pope and Sanju is cover D.
Nice. I think I will go. I'm just going off my Blink reaction. I'm going to go with D. So I think it says a lot about I know what happens. So
Yeah.
I think it says a lot about it. That's all. Yeah, it feels like the good tone. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Marissa Pope. She's a fairly new artist, so we're gonna see a lot more of her on these single issue covers. So I'm super excited. But I really like cover A as well. And actually, when I posted it for some of the previews, we post some of the covers 3 months in advance, and that one blew up like crazy. So that's definitely going to be a fan favorite as well.
Ooh,
just check the comments as well.
And to be clear, they are all very good.
Yes, of course.
Very, very good. Yeah, but yeah, the A was probably, those were my two. I would say A and D caught my eye the most. Mm-hmm. It's definitely very eye catching for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think I liked cover A even more after reading it because it kind of made sense in context as well.
Yes.
But yeah, super great. I was surprised that this is considered a Grimm Universe Presents Quarterly. I would have expected a Grimm Tales of Terror. I don't have Dave on today to maybe explain. Do you know, or were you?
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to try to answer because I know internally it's they make a lot of decisions. So
yeah.
But
yeah, anyone who enjoys, I feel like our Grimm Tales of Terror Quarterly is just gonna love this one. I didn't read the synopsis. I probably should. But I'll just explain. Basically, it is a game show which is, they find out very quickly, is pretty life-threatening. I love this genre. I was a huge fan of Squid Games when it came out. It definitely had those vibes. I don't know if this might be my generation, but I don't know if you ever watched Total Drama Island.
No. What is that?
Okay. Is
No.
this cartoon? It's on Cartoon Network, and it was supposed to be like a little older teen, I guess. And it's basically a cartoon of like a Survivor type game show. And I was never into Survivor, but I loved like Survivor themed like fiction. So this was like right up my alley, and I had so much fun with this issue.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, there's something really fun about the fantasy because everyone, even if you don't personally want to be on a reality show, you have thought about it or you've definitely watched one. So you start to think about it's very easy to put yourself in the shoes of the contestants and think about what you would do if people were actually being eliminated
Yeah.
in a very special way. Yeah.
Are you like a fan of Survivor or shows like that?
I can't say I've seen Survivor. I can't say that I like anything. I watched one whole season of it to say I did it, but I'll only really to say that I did it. I was like, okay, this is what the show is. I'm much more of I like to explore a little bit and like know about things, but I'm not a hardcore reality TV person, but I do know a lot about it, and I have actually worked in it as well. So there's a lot of
Oh, okay.
there's a lot of it's way more manipulative than you would ever imagine in real life, the real reality shows. And this to me is like a heightened take on that, because there is, yes, people are dying, but also, the way people are treated, the type of person that is willing to sign up for a reality show is a very specific personality type, and they are looking for those personality types.
I feel like you highlighted all of the personalities super well at the beginning when you were just going through introducing them. I loved even the paneling setup of just introducing all the characters. It's funny. Also on Total Drama Island, there's twins, and I was like, oh my gosh.
That's great. I've never seen it. So
You gotta see it now.
All right, I will watch it.
No deaths. It's just a teen cartoon, but maybe you'll
Is it comedy or is no one's being killed?
No one's being killed. It's just this like goofy comedy, but
that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, let me grab my notes real quick. I had so much more to ask you. So what I like about this genre again is it's always like, why did they sign up? And the producers in the background, why are they doing what they're doing? And I don't want to spoil it, but I really love how you explained that essentially.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
It's hard to. It's interesting because it was a way in which to get out all that information in a way that the audiences are familiar with, because we're used to people talking to cameras. On a reality show, they're the confessionals, they call it, whatever. So we're just used to that style. So it was really fun to be able to kind of have them tell you exactly who they are,
exactly,
and what they want out of this experience. Yeah.
So you've written a few of these longer issues. Like you've definitely written these like 72 pages before. Is it difficult because it's kind of like it's almost the size of a graphic novel essentially, but it's also still kind of a single issue. How do you go about like writing it pacing wise, I guess?
It's I would say it is difficult. Like it definitely is. It's creatively challenging. Like it's hard, but in a good way, I would say. But it's, you start with the nugget of information that they've come up with. You know what I mean? In this case, it's the concept of the island and the reality show. And then from there, it's really, you got to, for me, spend most of the time on the characters and who they are, what they want to do. Because if you can't connect to anyone and you're not really rooting for anyone to win, that's the hard part. Because you can have cool elements in a reality show. You're like, oh, that's a cool challenge they did, or that's a cool way someone died. But if you're not really rooting for people, or you're not investing in what they're trying to do, then I don't think you'll like it as much, and so it could just be fun, so I think the emotional connection is the hardest part, and finding out, hopefully it worked. Hopefully people will connect to at least one or two of the characters, and you'll hopefully root for someone to win.
Oh no, I was definitely a big fan of the twins. And Hope, I forget how you abbreviated her name, but it was like helping people.
It's an acronym for what was it? Healthy organic people or something everywhere. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, but it's just so terrible.
Organic people enjoy me, I think.
That's it. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because she's so self-indulgent and so full of herself
Oh
that she's
yeah,
given her own acronym to her own name. Yes.
of course. And it was so funny because like all these characters were coming up, but they were like, oh, they all have these little, I don't know, quirks about them. And then I see her, I hadn't read the bubble yet, and she's like meditating. I'm like, oh, maybe she'll be like the spiritual type. Maybe she'll be like the enjoyable, like good, soulful person. No, she's not at all.
You don't want to be friends with her. You're not going to be
No.
rooting for her. You might be rooting for her to die. Yeah.
I guess what is in store for you next, whether it be Zenescope, other things?
Yeah, I'm doing. I don't have any Zenescope projects on my plate yet. I hope to write another one at least next year, minimum. And then, but yeah, right now, so I'm also a TV writer, and so I'm just finished up on a Netflix show I was working on, but I'm currently working on a new show that I'm pitching. So that's kind of the thing I'm working on, pitching a new TV show to networks. Yeah.
That's awesome. Can I ask a little bit, or is it like kind of secret right now?
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I will say this:
Okay.
it's based on a Zenescope comic.
Oh.
So I
Ooh.
would just say that I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to. I don't even know if I'm allowed to. I didn't ask
Okay.
beforehand, so I'm not going to get into it. But it is based on one of the comics, and it's actually my favorite comic in all of so far in all the Zenescope library. So
Oh, awesome. I think I know, but
if
we'll
you
cut it
even
there.
guess,
We'll
I
cut it
won't
there.
confirm or deny. So yeah,
I will
okay.
not be allowed on NCW again if I spoil anything. Well, it was so great to talk to you. I had watched the writers' room at one of the
Oh,
virtual events a little bit, so it's actually so great to actually sit down and talk with you. Sorry again about the audio problems.
please, no problem. Yeah,
Uh,
that writers around was really fun to do
it
with
really
Ralph and the other
was,
writers. Yeah, it
yeah.
was really cool. Yeah. I learned a lot. You just learn a lot by talking to other writers. I find it interesting, but I'm also a writer. I don't know if
Yeah.
everyone finds it as, you got to nerd out a little bit on it,
Mhm.
but yeah, certainly. And I appreciate you watching that as well. And thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time. And thank you to everybody who's here watching, and check out the comic. It was a lot of fun to write, and I hope it's a lot of fun to read. So
It really is. And I'm not like a huge horror fan myself. So when I read horror that is still very fun, that's what I really like. And that's this issue to a T is there's enough fun and elements to it, but it's still like, whoa, okay.
that's fine.
you
Yeah,
know.
and I have exactly the same taste as you. That's what I like. And I like when a premise is simple enough to draw you in, and then it kind of twists as you go.
Yep.
That's my favorite version of the story. So
Yeah. Well, it was so great having you on. Thank you again, Kevin. So nice to meet you. I think everyone's going to really, really love this issue. So,
awesome. Yeah, I hope so too. And thank you for your time, and thank you all for being here. And we'll talk soon.
all right. Bye,
Okay.
Kevin.
Bye bye.
Bye. So, thank you so much to Kevin Townsley for coming on talking about Grimm Universe Presents Quarterly, the 2022 Halloween special. I didn't ask him. The title, I actually, not that I didn't like it, but it was just, it kind of threw me for a loop because it's not like particularly Halloween. It's just a horror, but it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's just got this fun atmosphere, yet it's still like, again, it's still a horror and it's still very much up Zenescope's alley. So definitely check that one out. Believe it or not, I have two more issues to talk about, and two of everyone's favorite characters. So I'm going to briefly talk about Grimm, or yes, Grimm Fairy Tales, Volume 2, number 65, which is written by Dave Franchini. Dave could not be here today, unfortunately, but we continue on with Sky's journey. And let me actually pull up I'm like so messed up. I'm gonna have like five. There you go. That's five different laptops trying to see if one would work. But let me bring up the synopsis for that one. Sky Mathers is pulled into a world of primordial cults worshipping ancient deities that have existed since the dawn of time. These worshippers have been positioning themselves to fulfill their ancient prophecy and raise their god that can end the world as we know it. Only Sky can stop them, but is it already too late? So this was such a fun issue. I am just really loving this new arc, the Cthulhu arc. You can tell that Dave has put a lot of research into the mythos of Cthulhu. I again, GFT is still so fun to me. It's really a fun adventure. There was one point in in the issue where Samantha refers to the bad guys. It's literally like the heat of the moment, like big bang fights breaking out, and she refers to the monsters as the Hamburglers. And I don't know, there was something hysterical about that. I laughed out loud. Um, but yeah, I have Grimm Fairy Tales Volume 2, number 65. It's only $3.99 in our web store now. You can also get it on Comixology or your local comic shop, as of all of our other issues. And I will show the covers. Da-da-da. So I mentioned a few episodes back that I was really excited for that cover D, the Meguro cover. So I finally got to see it. I did pick it up. I'm super, super excited. I think she is just a gorgeous character. The character design is just beautiful, her outfit, and she seems like a badass. And one of the things that Tamora says is she actually mentions, or she says, she makes a quote that's basically says, "This threat is literally older than the books that we're reading right now." And it was just such a spooky kind of, I don't know, it just set the tone really well. And I was super like, whoa. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what happens in 66. There's some great covers for 66 as well. And hopefully we'll have Dave on next month to talk a little bit more about that. And our last issue is going to be the Grimm Spotlight, Cindy versus the Tooth Fairy, which people have been so, so excited about because Cindy is one of our favorite characters. She is kind of been seen in a lot of these issues just on her own. The last issue she was in was the May the 4th cosplay special as the little short story, the 8-page short story. And I actually did get to talk to Dave on NCW about that. And this picks up pretty much right there. This was such a fast paced issue. Whenever I talk to Dave, I always say that his writing is so fast paced and it works so, so well for comic books. I just really, really enjoy his style of writing. Let me show you the covers. Again, Dave would not pick one, even if he was here. But these are the 4 wonderful covers. Let me just get the NCW logo off real quick so you can see the title treatments there. Yes, cover D actually has a different title treatment, which I thought was super interesting. And as you know, I am a huge Ivan Tao fan, so personally, I did have to go with cover D. But I also really like Josh Burns, who we just interviewed at our last VCon. Definitely check that out if you can. But yeah, these are our 4 wonderful, wonderful covers. I think if I remember correctly, Noah picked up cover A because he's a big Jeff Spokes fan and really likes that series that he's doing with us. So yeah. Again, Cindy is just such a fun character. Pretty much all of her dialogue is iconic and hysterical, and it's just such a fun issue. The Tooth Fairy, like just the idea of the Tooth Fairy and who she is in the Grimm universe is just genius, honestly. Again, it's such a fun issue. There actually are 2 things I wanted to show. I got pictures. So at the end of the issue, there is this little pinup drawing by one of the interior artists, Manuel Pretiano, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And I just thought this was so cool. I thought it was very Scott Pilgrim. The whole issue is kind of in that style. I've talked to Dave about the interior artist specifically on Cindy issues, and they're usually like more cartoony, and that's actually kind of a style that I really like. This is almost like borderline anime style, which of course I love. And on the May the 4th, I believe the artist was Moy R. And this is actually 2 different interior artists for this. It is Manuel Pretiano and Jordi Tarragona. And they really still made this like cartoony style that worked super, super well for a Cindy issue. So I hope you guys enjoy the interiors as much as I do. And I want to give a shout out to Noah on this one. He was showing me way before I read it. He like the second he got it, he was so excited for this issue. He was showing me the paneling on this, which is so cleverly done with the tree. Like it's not like a regular panel, as you can see. This was just so creative. This whole issue is just so fun and creative, and I think anyone who's a Cindy fan is just going to absolutely love this. And it does kind of leave off at a cliff note, sort of. But it says right there at the end, a little spoiler alert, not really, but it's going to pick up at Cinderella Fairy World Massacre coming in 2023. So more Cindy is absolutely on the way if you guys are Cindy fans like myself. So I think that's it for the books today. Again, sorry for the late start. We had so many issues technology-wise. I had a cool background, and then we had to scrap it. It's okay, though. NCW is always on a Wednesday. But I do have a few announcements. Tomorrow is Trick or Treat, our movie club. Join me and Noah and Marilyn and Brian, Crystal, and we will be talking about Trick or Treat. I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen it yet. I will be watching it tonight at home, probably with my dad, who's not a horror fan at all, so that will be very interesting. But yeah, definitely make sure you check it out. We still have our 13 Days of Halloween sticker fun promotion going on. So every order that you place on Zenescope.com will get you a Man, Goat, and Bunny Man sticker. Each sticker is associated with a prize ranging from discount codes to free graphic novels, all the way up to the grand prize, which is a trip to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, Florida for 2023. Which I have not been, but Amber talked a little bit about it, I believe, last week, and she said it's super, super fun and she would love to win a trip there. Even though I guess she lives in Florida now, so she probably, could go. So these are some of the stickers that I mentioned that you can get. There's some really, really good ones. A lot of the Dr. Zeus artwork has been made into promotional products for this. And a lot of these products can only be got through this promotion, so definitely make sure you get some stickers. It is only lasting until October 31st, so you don't have a lot of time. Anything else? The NCW cover this month is the Karis cover, which is very fitting for October. Gorgeous Michael Dooney cover as always. And this week's winner of the cover is Kitty Grace. Congratulations, Kitty, for buying a pack or a Zen box at the virtual con last week. Yay! All right. And our next stipulation will be actually to come to Movie Club tomorrow night and give Trick or Treat a rating 1 through 5. All right. And next week's release will be Oz Return of the Wicked Witch #1. I am so, so excited. This is a brand new series. Again, gorgeous covers. I definitely have my favorite. It's cover C. I didn't tell you that though. I'm super, super excited. I don't know. I can't wait. I'm so excited to read it. It's been on my desk for a week now. I'm like, I need to read it. But yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you press a like. If you're on YouTube, you can always press that notification bell so you're notified every time we go live. Also subscribe. It always helps our channel out. And if you want to find more Zenescope, you can always find us at Zenescope.com. We also do digital comics on Comixology, and you can find us at your local comic shop. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. I believe Amber will probably be back next week, but I hope you had a great time with me and Kevin today. Bye, everyone.